talking about these Hong Kong protests, the fact that the tensions there continue to ratchet up. Is this a bigger deal for the market, arguably right now, than even the U.S.-China trade war and talks?
I would say it is. And, you know, the Chinese strategy on Hong Kong has been to slowly turn up the temperature. Don't do anything rash, but to continue to make the cost for Hong Kong more and more obvious. So you're seeing the shutdowns of businesses. You're seeing the shutdown of the airport. You're seeing commuters not being able to get from place to place. And so the Chinese goal is to see if they can outlast the protesters on this, make the pain significant, and then at some point there's going to be a reckoning.
They want to do that because they want the protesters just to stop in their own right, or because they want an excuse to send in the PLA?
Well, I think they're trying to avoid a Tiananmen Square-like image. But at this point, you're going towards the Chinese going in. The question is how good are they at looking like they're not beating down people left and right? So they have to look like they're restrained. They have to return Hong Kong to order. But it'll be very important in the eyes of people across the world that the Chinese do this in a way that looks like the police are doing it, restraint-wise, and they're not sending in the army. And that little difference could be the difference between markets tanking completely and just, stabilizing a bit.
Have they not already lost the PR battle on that? And therefore, what do you expect the response from the international community to be if the PLA gets sent in?
I think the biggest issue right now is that U.S. Congress is out for the month. And so until they return from their break, there's a little bit of a gap. The White House is clearly not looking to step up the pressure on this. They have a little bit of a break. September is also when students go back to school. So they have a few weeks. They're trying to make this to just turn up the temperature, make it a little more painful. And then there's the question of whether they send troops in mass or whether they just increase their presence and things start dying down slowly and subtly.
What about the market's reaction and the economic impact of this? Is it plausible that the Hong Kong currency peg can break, or is that an unlikely scenario?
It's pretty unlikely. I mean, the thing to keep in mind here is, one, that's not good for the Chinese. For the Chinese, what's good is to restore order in Hong Kong, to show they're in charge, but they're not looking to break the Hong Kong dollar. The second thing is, since Tiananmen Square, when there was one of the greatest PR disasters in the history of the world, the Chinese have done nothing but train their armed police. And these guys are the best in the world at subduing rioters and protesters. They've had a plan for this for years and years and years because they knew at some point it was coming. And I think you're going to start seeing it put into effect over the coming days.
Yeah, it's going to be a crucial scenario to watch. Leland Miller, thank you for joining us today.